African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of April 26, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Belgorod direction inflicted damage on concentrations of manpower and equipment of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and two territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Miropolskoye, Mikhailovskoye, and Turya in the Sumy Region that the Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 35 servicemen, a tank, an armored personnel carrier, 2 vehicles, an artillery piece, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their position along the front line. They defeated formations of 2 mechanized assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Kamenka, Kutkovka, Moskovka, Kupyansk in the Kharkov Region, Kirovsk and Yampol in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost more than 230 servicemen, a Turkish-made Kirpi armored vehicle, 9 pickups, and 4 field artillery pieces. 4 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized assault airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Kramatorsk, Konstantinovka, Chasiv, Dalivka, and Ilyanovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The losses of the Ukrainian Armed Forces amounted to 295 servicemen, a U.S.-made HMMWV armored vehicle, 7 vehicles, and 5 field artillery guns. A U.S.-made and TPQ-36 counter-battery radar station and an ammunition depot were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They defeated formations of 7 mechanized, 2 Ranger, assault, airborne brigades, a brigade of unmanned systems of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, a territorial defense brigade, and 3 National Guard brigades in the areas of the settlements of Novaya Poltavka, Krasnoarmysk, Muravka, Dmitrov, Grishino, Novonikolayevka, and Udaknoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 360 servicemen, 3 armored combat vehicles, 3 cars, and 4 artillery pieces. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, Ranger, airborne assault, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a Marine brigade in the areas of the settlements of Otradnoy, Volnoy-Pol of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Malinovka of the Zaporizhia region. The enemy's losses amounted to 200 servicemen, 5 combat armored vehicles, 12 cars, and an artillery piece. A fuel depot was destroyed. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated formations of a mechanized, mountain assault brigade, 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Novoandrievka, Stepnogorsk in the Zaporizhia region, Tokarevka, Mikhailovskoye, and Antonovka in the Kherson region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 85 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, and 3 field artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer, an electronic warfare station, a U.S.-made and TPQ-36 counter-battery radar station, and an ammunition depot were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces groups damaged the infrastructure of military airfields, ammunition depots, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations in 164 districts. Air defense systems destroyed 8 JDAM-guided aerial bombs and 2 U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rockets, as well as 236 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 661 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 53,821 unmanned aerial vehicles, 605 anti-aircraft missile systems, 23,048 tanks, and other armored combat vehicles, 1,553 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 24,152 field artillery pieces and mortars, 34,615 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.